Warning: sensitive images.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
รายการของเรามีให้หลายภาษาโปรดดู suprememastertv.com/schedule
It's really important to me that everything that I do in my life has to serve some goal towards helping non-human people get liberated from being commodities.
Continue watching to find out more.
Vegan, what else to save the world?
My Vegan Journey is a series of shows featuring ordinary people making extraordinary changes in their lives by switching to a compassionate diet. People from all walks of life, countries, and backgrounds are coming to the realization that a vegan diet is the only viable solution to most of the major challenges we face today, including environmental degradation, species extinction, and the emergence of zoonotic diseases like COVID-19. Their inspirational, real-life stories show us that every one of us has the power to help create heaven on earth for ourselves, those we love, and the world through a simple dietary choice.
Benevolent viewers, when you want to express appreciation to your hospitable Sabah friends, you can always say "Ikaw van het." It means "I love it" in Dutch, one of the official languages of Sabah Island. My name is Anu. The kind-hearted people of Sabah Island are cheering you on for upholding the virtuous and ethical vegan lifestyle that protects our planet and co-inhabitants. Welcome to the second part of My Vegan Journey, Jason King, from hunter to animal people rights champion. In the previous episode, we learned how Jason's life-altering vegan journey took place. However, it seems that Jason was drawn towards the vegan path by an unexplainable force.
Really, it was peppered throughout time with a whole bunch of little things that happened in my relationship to non-human people that led me towards this.
Jason describes a time when he worked in the animal people industry and faced a moment of truth.
I used to pick, it was called chicken picking. We'd go into the barns at night and we'd take 6 chickens out of the cages, 3 in each hand, and then we'd carry them to the truck. Some of them would die before they even got loaded onto the truck to go to the slaughterhouse. It was awful. I did that one night, and at the end of that night, I didn't go back. I told my friend I was sick, I couldn't go. I lied. I was perfectly fine. But there was just something that happened in my soul that night that I just could not go back and do that. But I didn't understand it at the time. I just couldn't comprehend it. And it's because my emotional intelligence was robbed of me because I was still consuming animal bodies and secretions. I had all that violence and that tension in my body.
Jason shares another story that led him to quit hunting forever.
I hunted moose. They live up north in northern Ontario. And I came to hunt with my wife many years ago. Her father hunted, and he invited me to go hunting with them. So I hunted for about 6 years. And so we go into the bush for about 10 days straight. And I had a couple of experiences, and the most important one stopped me from hunting entirely. A bull moose that was as big as a truck walked right up to me in the bush. And I could not kill him, and I'm so glad I could not. I had an amazing experience of him coming within about 5 meters of me in nature, and I just stood there. And it was so awe-inspiring that this incredible animal came so close to me because he was so curious of me that it just triggered something in me, and I never went back.
Although Jason cherishes his altered vegan lifestyle, he bears a profound guilt for his ignorant past and is determined to redeem himself by devoting the rest of his life as a warrior for animal people.
When I first went vegan, I went into a huge depression almost immediately because I thought of all the violence that I've contributed to in my life. And I knew, for one thing, I was no longer going to participate in it, but I knew that wasn't enough to pay back for the sins that I'd committed against all those victims. And so I dedicated the rest of my life to fighting because I couldn't imagine that I could do anything else but fight as hard as I could to make sure that they stop become victims. So it's really important to me that everything that I do in my life has to serve some goal towards helping non-human people get liberated from being commodities. That is the reason I am going to keep doing everything that I'm doing forever until my last breath.
As a vegan warrior, Jason has taken part in many animal people rights groups. He co-founded Animal Liberation Alliance London in Ontario and has, in the past, been an organizer of the Toronto March to close all slaughterhouses. Jason never misses an opportunity to promote plant-based eating and non-violence towards animal people. When his daughter joined the Sea Cadet program, which he was a part of as a child, he signed himself up as an officer to help facilitate the program. It turned out to be a great opportunity to introduce young people to veganism.
There was another thing that happened that, while I was a commanding officer, which was a very unique situation, and that is Canada changed their Canada food guidelines to say that eating a plant-based diet was preferable over eating animals. And they even removed dairy from being its own food group. They got rid of all food groups, actually, and started talking about proteins and nutrients, which is how a diet should be considered. And so the cadet program runs exclusively what we feed children has to match with the Canada Food Guide. And so during several weekends, I was able to facilitate entire vegan menus for the cadets while they were out on training exercises, which is great because I help to expose a young generation to what it is to eat a plant-based diet. And not only that, but they also saw and they knew I was vegan, and I was a visible vegan to them who was in a position of authority. So I was looked upon as somebody that was important. And so they saw a vegan in an important position.
That's amazing, Mr. Jason. We are so glad that the kids in the cadet program get to try plant-based foods and be inspired by your example.
Vegan side effect: difficult keeping love energy from flowing to you.
Blessed viewers, we'll be right back after this message. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back, vibrant viewers. In the beginning of Jason's journey as an animal people advocate, he was unsure of what he was really trying to solve through his activism. He pondered on what it was about humanity that didn't allow them to recognize their kinship with non-human beings. After several years, he found an answer.
And the thing that it is speciesism. Speciesism is the systemic oppression of non-human animals because of the fallacy of human supremacy over them, right? It's an oppression. It was the first oppression. 10,000 years ago, humans took animals out of their natural homes and confined them and bred them, and we started using them as commodities and resources. And when we did that, we looked at other humans around us after we did it to animals, and we said, oh, you know, I bet you I'm strong enough to force that human over there to be my slave. And so speciesism is the foundation template of all oppression. And when we free ourselves of holding animals as our slaves and thinking of them as objects and resources for us to use, then we also start looking at other humans and thinking, you know, what we're doing to them is wrong.
Whether we are aware of it or not, there are many forms of oppression, and society's traditional treatment of animal people is a huge injustice. It has often not been spoken of because our view of animal people as commodities has been ingrained in our language, cultures, and foods for a long time. Jason believes that the key to deconstructing the bias is to change our values and the way we speak and think about animal people.
You might have heard me referring to them as persons. Just in my doing so, I'm changing the dialect and the way we talk about them. And when we talk about them repetitively like that, and we insist that they are persons, well, that just becomes the accepted norm. If we do it enough, you know, people will start using that language, and then we've won. We've changed the dynamic of how we refer to them. Show them dignified, show them being loved and cared for, show them who they actually are when we aren't oppressing them. Let's change the narrative and show them as noble animals that are just like us in every other capacity that matters.
We couldn't agree more with your meaningful and constructive suggestions. We sincerely thank you, Jason King, for sharing with us your inspiring journey into your vegan activism. May heaven forever bless and protect you and your loved ones as you soldier on in your noble work to safeguard all beings. To learn more about Jason King, vegan, please visit facebook.com/Plant Power Solutions.
The adoption of world vegetarianism will remove the threat of a world food shortage, which can contribute to world war. Geoffrey Hodson, vegetarian.
Generous viewers, thank you for being here with us today. Coming up next is Supreme Master Ching Ai's Revelations about the Planet Dew, Part 7 of 12 on Between Master and Disciples, right after Noteworthy News. May your days be filled with sunshine, joy, and laughter.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VEG.